Thank you, and welcome to Quite Contrary, the only show that's mathematically designed to disagree with you. I'm Zach Nanimus.
Johnny Dim.
And we are returning to basics. Returning to basic training. We're doing a Quite Contrary. What?
It feels really weird.
You know what we're not doing? Any of the requests that we asked for. But we're changing the format a little bit, and I think it's worth talking about, at least for a second, very briefly. So, one thing about our videos is that for the unindoctrinated, our videos can be a little obtuse, because we take movies that everybody loves, and then we really put them through the ringer. We talk about all the bad things that we dislike about them. They're extremely negative, and a lot of times people want to hear their opinion validated. So
we don't do that.
No, we didn't. We didn't do that.
No, we didn't.
But Johnny saw a movie.
I did see a movie,
and he really liked it.
I loved it.
And I didn't see this movie.
Yeah.
But I have a great bias against it.
Right.
I am convinced it's a bad movie. So, moving forward with the Quite Contrary format, just to try this out, what we're going to do is Johnny is going to be telling me why it's a good movie.
Right.
And I'm going to be re-explaining why it's a bad one to him. What movie? What do we talk about the movie?
Spider-Man Far From Home. He's far away from his home, which is
Relative.
Queens.
Yes, he lives in Queens.
Relative Queens. Relative Queens.
Huh? Queens you're related to.
Yeah. I love this movie. So we're gonna start from the beginning, and I'm gonna talk about this movie as I remember it from the word go.
Yes, because I haven't seen it, so in order to tell him whether it's a good movie or a bad movie, although I'm pretty sure it's a bad movie,
I'm just gonna be puking up the entire movie.
So if you're worried about spoilers, this isn't the movie for you, although we are going to be releasing this day after it happens.
Yeah. So go watch Far From Home and then come back and watch us, and we will tear it apart. Well, he will. So here we go. So here's scene 1.
If you just saw Spider-Man Far From Home, first thing you'll notice, our physiques are far, far more impressive than Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Absolutely.
By far.
This isn't by accident.
No.
Okay, so opening scene. Quentin Beck. Okay, I already messed up because we don't see him first. First we see Nick Fury and Hill. I always want to say the actress's name. That's why I was putting emphasis on that. Uh-huh. They're in the SUV like they're always in, right? It's just
I don't know why.
It's their Batmobile.
They have the most amazing vehicles ever.
I know, yeah.
Why?
They could be in a hovercraft. It doesn't like a
flying fortress.
Yeah.
They could be at the Triskelion.
Right. They could be in land speeders from Star Wars if they really wanted.
Yeah.
But okay, they're traveling in their SUV, and the caption I believe says you're in Mexico. A small town in Mexico. I don't remember the name of it.
Guadalajara?
It was one of the ones with an X in the name. But
Mexico? Is it Mexico?
Mexico. So we're in the so we see this town. It's been beat up and ravaged. It's in ruins, and they get there and that's where they see Mysterio, and he tells them he doesn't. I don't think he gets into details at that particular moment. I think it's just a very short scene, very introductory scene.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, "Oh boy, what's going on?"
So this town never existed.
It may not have.
Yeah, because Mysterio is a huckster.
Right.
Mysterio he's the Spider-Man villain that's a liar, and he's just like, I have amazing powers, but really I'm just a special effects artist.
Right.
So he made up a city with an X in the name.
Right.
And then pretended to knock it over.
But that's we'll get into the details of this later, but he does deal some damage to two things in this movie. Using
which two things?
Using the drones and stuff. We're jumping ahead.
Hold on, wait a second. We have to go back.
Why?
Okay, what was the point of showing us Nick Fury hanging out with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Just to introduce that they know each other. That this is their meeting point.
And there's no payoff to that scene whatsoever?
No, it's just a tease.
In the movie?
I particularly like to be teased by Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know about you.
Give me a Maggie Gyllenhaal every once in a while. No, like...
I don't think they exchange a lot of dialogue at all.
It's just these two characters are here?
Mm-hmm.
That's a ridiculous way for two characters to meet.
Is it, though?
Yes, they should have met like, there should have been, like, a tremendous explosion, and then he's like, oh my god, we're picking, on SHIELD sensors, we're picking up
in this movie,
a tremendous explosion, we need to go there, and then they meet Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're like, what's going on here? And he's like, it's okay, Mr. Fury, I've got it under control. He's like, he knows my name!
I understand that you are very ready and willing to shit all over this movie, but let's take it slow. let's not fire on all cylinders right away. So, charity event. Spider-Man's here. What we find in this scene, the important beats, is that Spider-Man is nervous in front of crowds. Peter Parker is nervous in front of crowds.
That stands for Spider-Man, that's why he wears the mask.
Yeah. Because people have a lot of questions about Tony Stark and Avengers and stuff like that, and he doesn't know how to answer them all. And so his appearance is pretty short in front of the public. But behind the scenes, Happy is there, and he
Happy spends far more time with Peter Parker than Morgan Stark.
No one is saying that you should assume that. He just happens to be. He's just there.
He's a main character in this movie. I know that.
Not really.
So he goes on Spider-Man European vacation with Peter.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't go to Europe?
He goes there only when Spider-Man desperately needs his help. Why is that funny?
Why does Spider-Man need Happy Hogan's help?
Because Mysterio... I can't answer that question yet. We're not to that point in the movie yet.
It's just like Happy Hogan is a limousine driver, and I'm not trying to disparage the profession at all. I'm just saying that different jobs have different functionalities.
He's more than a driver.
Yeah, he's a personal valet.
No, he's more than that. He's higher up in the.
He beat up a guy in.
No, that's not his position. Is higher than that in the Stark organization.
His position doesn't exist. He was Tony Stark's personal valet.
All right. Okay.
Which makes you high in the food chain. You work directly with the boss, right? But your capacity is really specific.
You understand that you're getting all this from me saying that Happy was backstage at a charity event.
Yes. The other thing you told me is that Spider-Man was in desperate need of assistance, and despite knowing people like Ant-Man and the Hulk.
He didn't have his number. What? He didn't have his phone with him. Happy's was the only number he actually remembered off the top of his head.
He could have asked Pepper. You know what? He should have called... Actually, it would have been a cute scene.
This is a Spider-Man movie, so...
If he called Happy Hogan, and he was like, Spider-Man, no, I understand. I'm ready to help. What do you need? Can you give the phone to Pepper?
Happy is backstage. Happy tells Peter that he should expect a call from Nick Fury. Nothing?
No.
Okay. So he
tells... Makes sense that Nick Fury would want Spider-Man's attention.
So Nick Fury does call Spider-Man because Peter's got his phone out, and it comes up, and he goes, "Oh look!" And Happy's like, "Yeah, that's an unknown number. He has an unlisted number, so that's probably him."
And so does every telemarketer.
Yeah. So he silences the phone. He ignores the call, and he says, "You do not ghost Nick Fury," and that's what Happy says.
Yeah.
So then I think Happy gets a call from Nick Fury, and he's trying to. Because I don't know. He's trying to. I don't know. He's talking to him.
You know, you keep building Happy Hogan to a much bigger character in this movie at every moment.
No, I'm not.
He's at the nerve center of this Spider-Man problem.
We're like 10 minutes into the movie. Not even.
And we're 10 minutes into the video, so this movie will be 2 hours 30 minutes long.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So then they start teasing that Happy's infatuation with Aunt May. I'm just giving you time to react.
They made Aunt May. They made Aunt May very attractive.
Yeah, they did.
It makes sense that Happy Hogan, a man of his stature and the fact that he has almost no social life because Tony Stark destroyed it. Mm-hmm. He would see a female and think, "Oh, maybe this is my last chance."
All right, so we've established Peter is uncomfortable with the public. and he wants to. And he's going on this vacation. It's not really a vacation. It's supposed to be a science trip.
Science trip sounds like drugs.
It does. He does not want to take the Spider-Man suit with him. None of the suits that he has. Because he wants to just be Peter Parker, and he's got this plan. You find out in the next scene to get MJ on the top of the Eiffel Tower and tell him how he feels about her.
And he doesn't want to be. Spider-Man.
It's not that he doesn't want to be Spider-Man. He just doesn't want to be Spider-Man all the time. He wants to be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and don't have global responsibilities.
So he wanted to leave one of the most dangerous weapons mankind has ever known in a relatively unprotected apartment in Queens?
Correct.
Okay.
So there's this plane sequence. It's mostly just this is where he lays out his plan. He's talking to Ned. That's his name, right?
Yes.
He's telling Ned, they're sitting next to each other on the plane, and he's telling him what he wants to do. Ned's like, no, man, we gotta be bachelors in Europe, bro. So he wants to go out and have, like, I don't know, sex with everybody? So on the plane, he asks Ned's help, because he wants to sit next to MJ, because there's a guy, Brad, that apparently all the girls are crushing on, that is going on the trip as well. And MJ appears.
Is that Flash's real name?
No. It's somebody else.
So it's a brand new character.
I think.
Specifically for this.
I think.
He sounds endearing.
Yeah. But MJ's
I'm definitely going to buy that toy.
Yeah. MJ's sitting next to Brad, and so Peter and Ned come up with a plan to get MJ to switch seats with Ned so that Peter can sit next to MJ. And that backfires. Ned's excuse was that Peter is allergic to perfume. And maybe Peter was going to switch seats with Brad. I don't remember exactly what it was. Oh no, I think it was the girl. There's another girl. And I'm going to get through this real quick.
Is this Gwen Stacy?
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
But they all get shuffled around. The teacher over here saying, oh, Peter's allergic to perfume. Well, he needs to sit over here. And everyone shuffles around. Ned ends up next to the other girl. And then...
Are we still talking about a Spider-Man movie?
Hey, you know what? Calm down. And
like, we're having this, like, awkward...
It is. It's a mess. But
this is the best Spider-Man movie you've ever seen.
Yes. By the time they get off the plane and they're actually in the airport in Europe, Ned, now who had the bachelor idea, him and Peter were just going to bachelor it up in Europe, he now has a girlfriend, because the girl he was sitting next to, now they're together. And so that's the funny thing that happens. It's humorous.
I blanked out for that bit.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound integral to it.
It's not integral.
It seems like it serves nothing.
No, it doesn't.
The movie.
It doesn't. So let's get to the meat of it, if you don't mind.
The place where they probably should have started the movie.
Yeah. So they're in Europe and they're in a hotel.
Perfect.
This is where I get mixed up.
Perfect start.
Yeah.
All of this could have been explained in 2 sentences.
I get mixed up a little bit on the order of the things, but eventually what happens is they're in the hotel. Nick Fury shows up in Peter's room. He does like a knockout dart to Ned so that he can talk to him in private. They leave the hotel at night under the cover of darkness, and they go meet all the other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents that are there in this little mobile headquarters. Mysterio's there, and this is where all the exposition happens. Mysterio explains that he's from another dimension.
So hold on. Mysterio has got Nick Fury hook, line, and sinker.
Yes.
Why?
Because he's very good at his job.
No, he's not. He's Mysterio. He's a huckster, and the smallest amount of vetting possible would tell you that he's a liar.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, like, looking too closely at one of his special effects will tell you, this didn't happen, these are squibs, these are blasting caps, this is fake, and so is Mysterio. Testing his abilities. Ask him to do something unusual, like fly up into the air or vanish when he's not prepared to do so. He'll be incapable of doing, immediately.
What if I told you that that's not Nick Fury?
it would make a little more sense.
What if Nick Fury was a Skrull?
Why is he a Skrull? Is this going to be Secret Invasion?
No, it was the friendly Skrull from Captain Marvel.
Well, we have no idea if it's the friendly Skrull.
What do you mean?
He's a Skrull. So he can literally be anybody.
Oh.
Wait, so Nick Fury is working with Skrulls.
Uh-huh.
Why?
I don't know.
You should never trust a Skrull.
Why not?
Because if you meet a friendly Skrull, another Skrull can become a bad Skrull can become that Skrull that you trust.
That's true.
Yeah, you can never trust a Skrull. That might sound racist to Skrulls.
Actually does. It really does.
But the thing is that, like, Nick Fury wouldn't work with any Skrulls. Like, his first call would have been, hey, Bruce, can you find a way to accurately track and identify Skrulls? I have a friendly...
Banner.
Yeah, I have a friendly Skrull here. Let's analyze him until we know how to identify Skrulls. So that we always know who's a Skrull, and if it is a Skrull, we recognize the ones we like.
Okay. Well, this all comes back to Captain Marvel somehow. Right?
She killing all the Skrulls?
Well, you saw the movie.
Yeah.
And there were some ones that they befriended.
Right, but you can't... But they never addressed, how do we know you're always going to be you?
I don't know. I think
Nick's working with...
That sounds racist. That's why I can keep coming back to this, because they can't help it that they're a shape-shifting race. That's just part of who they are.
No, but they can be complicit in helping us identify who they are and keep them trackable so that a bad Skrull can't come in and ruin their reputation. It protects them as well.
I don't know. I think you're thinking too much about this.
Someone ought to! Someone ought to think about the movie a little bit.
So, okay. Alright. So Mysterio goes off about how he's from another dimension.
Okay, and this Skrull who's terrible at his job.
Right.
Of being Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Because he's working with Nick Fury, trying to be Nick Fury. Is incapable of doing even the most minor parts of the job. Yeah,
so we're doing this, and then Peter buys it, and Peter actually nerds out about the science of the
Skrulls?
No, about other dimensions, other realities, other worlds, stuff like that. Mysterio actually says that this is Earth 616, and I came from Earth, whatever.
Well, so any fan knows that he's lying immediately. Any fan knows he's lying immediately.
Why?
Because 616 isn't the movie. The Marvel movies are in their own dimension, and they're separate from the comic books, and they both have numbers.
Oh, okay. I mean, the fans might know that, yeah. But they don't. I mean, Peter doesn't know that.
Right.
Who cares?
But actually, that's not a bad little clue.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's a good clue for anybody who follows the comics.
Yeah. So then they're trying to get Peter's help to help with the next the location of the next attack. It was the one in Venice. Since they're in Venice, and the Man of Mystery in Italian is something Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Is that? I don't think that's right.
That's absolutely 100% correct.
Man of Mystery is straight up Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Mysterio talks about the next attack is going to be the fire elemental.
How does he know?
I think he just knows which ones he's eliminated so far. He already took care of the water one and another one. What?
Why does he need Spider-Man's help for this?
They actually establish when they're talking to Nick Fury that all the other Avengers are off-world or busy or whatever.
Including the Hulk? The most powerful Avenger?
They didn't say. They didn't really say.
Because, there's zero reasons for this not to be a Hulk movie.
I know.
First off, he's actually on S.H.I.E.L.D. payroll. He's an R&D guy.
Oh, okay.
For them.
Okay. So anyway, this is exhausting.